there was a merchant named Antonio in Venice. He used to lend money to people and would collect them without any interest. This made him an enemy for many, especially Shylock. It so happens that Bassanio, his friend, asks him for some monetary help. He required the money to go to Belmont to court for a beautiful lady named Portia. Antonio agrees to help him but could not lend him money himself because of some inconveniences. So they went to a Jew merchant, Shylock. Shylock always saw Antonio as his enemy and wanted to get rid of him. Seeing this as an opportunity, Shylock agreed at once but on the condition that Antonio signed a bond. Antonio agreed. They borrowed the money and left. The bond had the clause that if he was not able to return the money in the required time, Shylock would cut a pound of flesh from any part of his body he desired. Bassanio succeeded in courting Portia and they married. The time passed and Antonio was not able to return the money because there was news that all his ships were wrecked and he had no means to pay off his debt. Being overjoyed by hearing the news, Shylock moves to the court. Now, let's see what happens in the trial scene. Belmont, a room in Portia's mansion.
Unfortunately, my Lord Bassanio had to run to Venice to save his dearest friend. Being his wife, like we shall share all the happiness, I shall share all his pain. My Lord, come.
So, Portia hurries to Venice and she is all set to tackle the Jew and save her lord's bosom friend. Venice, a court of justice. Enter the Duke, the Magnificos, Antonio, Bassanio, Gratiano, and others.
All right, all right. Is Antonio here?
Yes, Your Grace.
It is pity that even now I don't have the power to save you from the clutches of raised Jew.
I thank Your Grace to have tried to save me, but he abides by the law from where none can save me. So I must accept his menace.
Bring Shylock in. Everybody, make space for him.
The Magnificos start mumbling among themselves.
Order, order. Yes, order to be in court.
Here I have 6,000 ducats ready for you.
No, boy. For any amount of money shall I bargain my bond.
How can you hope for mercy without delivering none?
Mercy? Why do I need mercy when I am doing everything abiding by the law? And if you try to persuade me to let go of my bond, I shall tell the whole world there's no force in the laws of Venice, and you shall see for yourself your annihilation.
Soon you will beg for mercy, then we shall see whose annihilation is.
Young boy, don't you see that this time I am the one who's going to win and your friend the one to lose?
Sir, there is a messenger from Dr. Valerio from Padua. Hands over the letter.
Oh, Bassanio, I am now the weakest soul in the flock, and like all weak fruits fall down early, in the same way, it's time for me to go.
No, no, my friend, skip hope. If the Jew wants to revenge, then he takes my blood and bones fast.
Okay, it will be as you wish.
Order,
The
order.
Duke bangs the hammer twice.
It seems that on my request, Dr. Valerio has sent a young Roman doctor of law, Balthazar, for this case. Go, bring him in.
Portia enters, dressed as a lawyer.
Are you Balthazar, the lawyer, whom Dr. Valerio commends? And how are you acquainted with this present case?
Affirmative for both, sir. Antonio and Shira, please stand apart. Do you agree to have agreed to the bond?
Yes.
Please free my friend from the clutches and the oath. I shall reward you with the double money that the Jew owes.
Yes, yes. Giving me my own money, huh, my lord?
Oh, my noble lawyer. Now you also don't ask me to show mercy to this fallen merchant because I don't see it anywhere in the bond.
But being a human, you should show mercy to others, since it's double blessed. It blesses the one who delivers and the one who receives. Remember that a man's deeds lives longer than his body.
My deeds upon my head. Now give me my justice.
Okay, Antonio, prepare your chest for the Jew's knife.
Ah, a savior at last. I have waited my entire life for this. Prepare, Antonio. Your end is near.
Yes. I'm ready.
Wait! If you end up dropping even a drop of blood, or the rates change even by an ounce, then all your property will be confiscated.
Is that the law?
Savior, see will come.
And your life solely rests on the hands of the day.
Glad everybody, a savior has come to save the day.
Before you beg for mercy, I shall reduce your punishment to a mere fine and your life. Go, you are pardoned.
Thus, so it happened that the Jew who was taking the side of the law for his revenge was now trapped on his own plan. Such precarious became his condition that he had to sign a gift deed where half of his wealth went to his daughter and son-in-law till he is alive, and half will go them posthumously. At last, Shakespeare reminds us again that we are born from dust and we will always return to dust.